Hello, Zoo Crew! Welcome to Critter Chats. I'm your host, Shelby Lewis, and this is my web series where I teach you about animals. Today we are in Stevens Hall at North Dakota State University, go Bison, where I will be teaching you about bearded dragons. Okay, guys, so this is Norbert. He is a bearded dragon, otherwise known as Pogona viticeps. That is their scientific name. Norbert is, we think, about 11 years old, so he's an old man. They normally live to be around 10 to 12 years, so we're hoping Norbert's got a few left in him. He's a little slower these days, but we still love him just the same, and he's a pretty big boy, so. All right, so these guys live in the deserts of Australia, and they're diurnal like we are, so they sleep at night. And what these guys eat is they're omnivores, so they eat a mixture of insects and different vegetation. The ones in captivity, like my bearded dragon, I feed her different types of salads and veggies. They get most of their water from the food that they eat, so from the veggies, there's water in that, or if they eat bugs, bugs are kind of juicy. And then, oh, you're falling asleep right now. Are you that bored? Sure. Well, apparently we're boring Mr. Norbert here. He's an old man and needs his sleep. Anyways, so they eat bugs. They also eat small mammals at times, so they can eat pinky mice, baby mice. They even eat anything they can really find if they're hungry enough. But they have pretty powerful jaws. They have little teeth, but they're sharp, so they can break up different types of insects. So he loves cockroaches. That's his favorite little snack, right? Okay, so a really cool thing about bearded dragons, and there's a couple different species of lizards that have what we call a third eye or a parietal eye. So right here, if you look right there, he has a little indent on his head, and that's his third eye. So they use that. It differentiates between light and dark. So if he has a predator that's coming in above him, say a bird coming to pick him up, he can see from above him. He can't see different shapes or anything, but he can make the difference of the light and dark that something is above him, and that helps him to see different predators that might be coming at an aerial attack. So this is Princess Buttercup. It is a male because when he was little, we didn't know yet what gender he was, so we just decided it was a female and named it, and it kind of happens a lot, honestly, in the reptile world. So this is Princess. I call him Peabut. And Peabut is also a bearded dragon. He is a different color morph than Norbert. So he has some more oranges and blues, purples. He's really pretty. And he has a much different personality than Norbert. So Norbert's very old. He's very calm. Princess loves to run around and chase things. He loves to sit on your shoulder. He's a very, very good, friendly lizard. So we always love to bring him out to show everybody. And yeah, that's Peabut. Okay, so bearded dragons are called bearded dragons because they have these big chins right here that when they're angry, they puff out and then they turn black. And so he kind of looks like he has a 5 o'clock shadow when he's really angry. He wants to come. He's very cuddly and he likes to snuggle, so apparently we're going up here. So what they do is they puff out their beards and then they puff up their bodies so that their spikes stick out so they look really scary and so that you don't want to eat them. And so they're also very territorial animals. So Norbert and Princess don't like each other very much. They're both males. They're very protective over their own enclosure. So whenever they get near each other, they're not the happiest campers. And the biggest thing that these guys do to show that they're dominant is they do push-ups. So they bob their heads up and down and they puff out their beards and they kind of stomp their feet a little bit to show that, oh, they're the big male. They're going to win this fight, which, let's be honest, Norbert would win any fight between these two. He'd probably eat Princess, but Princess likes to think that he's the big macho man. So he's always giving this display that he's the big guy, he's dominant, and Norbert's kind of too old to care anymore. So we'll see if we can get them to show it, but who knows. And then when Princess was a little baby, he actually used to submit to Norbert. So submission, what they do is they kind of wave their arms like this, very slowly, kind of like waving a white flag, like, it's okay, I give up, you're better than I am, you're bigger and better. So, but he doesn't really do that anymore because, well, he's kind of stuck up. So, all right, so a really cool thing about bearded dragons, and there's actually quite a few reptiles that do this, but something called temperature sex determination. So when they are in the eggs, the temperature at which they are incubated at determines if they're male or female. So it depends on the species, but say if they, I believe with bearded dragons, if they are incubated at a higher temperature, they are male. And if they're incubated at a lower temperature, they will be female. And this happens with turtles, sea turtles. Lots of different reptiles have this. It's a really cool, you can actually change or determine the sex of the reptile that you want based on the temperature that you incubate them at in captivity. Another cool thing about bearded dragons is that they do something called brumation. And so it's similar to hibernation, where parts of the year they will sleep a lot, not all day because they still will get up every once in a while to eat, but they spend most of their day sleeping so that they can save energy when, say, it's colder outside during the winter months of Australia. Okay, so the difference between males and females in bearded dragons, I'm going to lift Norby's tail up here. And if you can see right here, he's got kind of a dirty butt here. But if you see right here, there's two lines right there that are vertical to each other. Sorry, buddy, I know you don't like that. That are vertical to each other. And so that's how you know they're males, because males have two penises. It's called a hemipene. And so that's what those two lines are. And then if it is a female, which I'm just going to show on Norbert and kind of explain what it would look like. Sorry, buddy. There's just going to be one single line right here that's horizontal, and that would be a female. And it's also sometimes you can shine a light, put them in a dark room and shine a light through their tail. It's a little bit easier to see, but Norbert has some big hemipenes, so it's easy on him for us to see that he is a male. And Princess we thought was a female when we first got him, but found out once he sexually matured that he is also a male. So you can see on him, come here, buddy. I'll show just another example here. Sorry, I'm kind of running around. That he also has the two lines right here, and this one's a little bit smaller on him, but he has the two lines right there and there. Kind of hard to see because he's littler than Norbert, but yeah, and you can see the size difference is crazy between the two of them. Princess is about probably 3 years old now, and he's just small. You can see the color difference between the two of them. He's very cuddly. He doesn't like to be held in hands. There we go. Yeah, he just wants to sit on your shoulder all day. You can see the color difference and the size difference between them. Thank you guys for joining us today talking about bearded dragons. And this is Norbert, Princess, and Shelby signing off. We'll see you next time.